Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a get ready with me little Q&A about Rio and specifically Brazil, because I've had lots of questions about whether it was safe, about what we did, what was the favourite thing we did. I've just basically had loads of questions. I thought I'd just dive in, do a little get ready with me and just talk about it, to be honest. Everyone told me before going to Brazil not to go. Let's talk about it. When I said to everyone that Mum and I were going to be going to Brazil over Christmas, the first thing they said was, oh my God, it's not safe. Mum and I have done quite a bit of travelling in our time. We are very lucky to have gone to some of the countries that we have gone to. One of the things that Mum and I like to think is that we kind of have our heads screwed on. And did you know there has been more phone thefts in central London than there have been in Rio de Janeiro? And that is a fact. Obviously, when travelling, you just need to have your head screwed on. You just need to be aware of your surroundings, aware of your people. Don't be silly. Hold my hands up, I did obviously vlog, but I do that in London, and you do have to just be careful. There is going to be no country that is 100% safe at some point. That you go to France, you go to Paris, you go to any major city, and you are going to have that risk. And before going to Brazil, everyone was like, it's so unsafe. I do just think it's a bit of a stigma. The people that we met were so lovely. The Brazilians were so friendly. And no, I don't know Portuguese, but we tried, we made it work, communication. So to answer the question of did I feel safe? Yes, I did. I did feel safe. Now, don't get me wrong. Definitely times when I was like, oh, I don't feel 100% safe here. But I'm not being rude. What country do you go to where you don't have that at some point? We went to New Year's on Copacabana Beach and everyone was like, you're going to get your phone stolen, but everyone had their phone out. Granted, 2,000 phones did get stolen. That's not the point. But you just got to keep it on you. You've got to be aware of the people around you. You can't just be going crazy. Did not get mugged walking down the street. I do just genuinely think there is a bit of a stigma here. I actually picked up this blush when I was out there, which is a collaboration with Bruna Taverns. And it is basically like the road blush. So I'm going to give it a go today and see what it is. This is in the shade Classic Brown. Oh my God, I'm so excited to give this a go. Should we actually, I have the colour. Let's confer. This is the Coca-Cola collab. Should we do one on my hand? And then we're gonna do one below. That's not far off, you know. Go with the Coca-Cola collab on this side. Okay, let's give this a go. If you're in Brazil, I don't know if we can get this in the UK. Look how well that blends. I do think it's slightly pinkier than the Rhode one, but in terms of blending and creaminess, that's pretty bang on, you know? So for the girlies in Brazil that cannot get Rhode, this looks like a really gorgeous colour. The packaging formulation is so similar. Colour is very close. There's definitely just slight undertones that are different if I'm being fully transparent, like I like to be. The question is, what do you guys think? And are you going to be giving this a go? And do you think this is a dupe of the Rhode blush? Of the viral Toasted Teddy blush? I'm actually going to go in and add a little bit more pink now. We had a great time and Mum and I were on the beach most days and everyone says that you get scammed on the beach. No one tried to scam us. They were all very transparent. Every time we paid with card, because we did pay with cash and we did pay with card, the guys would turn around and show us how much was there, proving to a point they didn't scam us. We made friends with a guy who had like a little beach section. You can normally barter with them. Normally they do try and charge you a little bit more, especially when you're obviously not Brazilian. But if you create a good relationship with them, like we came back every day, he was lovely, he took care of us. He did not take the mick out of us either. He literally took care of us the whole time. I have to say the beaches on the weekends, it wasn't the vibe. It was a bit much. There were some, you know, some characters walking around and I just said to Mum, like, I think it's best if maybe we go back to the hotel, to the pool for the day, and she agreed, just for safety. But when it comes to the beach and stuff, the people around were looking out for us. We felt looked out for the whole time. A young girl came running up to me and a guy came over and said, "Do you know her? Just be careful, it could be a scam." It was all innocent. It was one of the guy's daughters that we knew. But, you know, everyone was looking out for everyone, and I did feel really safe, especially when we had people coming up and checking on us, because obviously we stood out like a sore thumb and we were very clearly foreigners within the country. Would I go back? Yes. Yes, I would. Now, I wouldn't be doing all the touristy things again, because obviously Mum and I have already done that. We did Sugarloaf, which I have actually done in a full separate video talking about my opinions on that and what times are best to go, so on and so forth. So if you want to hear more about that, then make sure to go check out that video. But I feel like I'd like to go to like Sao Paulo and kind of travel a bit more of the country. Everywhere took card as well, which was another thing. So I use Monzo. Monzo is one of my favourite things to use when travelling, because they basically don't charge you for using your card abroad, which is great. And they give you an up-to-date exchange rate as well. So that's not an ad, by the way. I've been using Monzo for quite a few years now, as well as my main banks like Lloyds. But Monzo is really good when you're going abroad because it's very easy to use and everywhere takes it. We did also take out cash beforehand, and we actually got a really good exchange rate of like 16-1. So if you want to try and get a good exchange rate, obviously you can get cash out before, because by the time we were using my card by the end of the holiday, it was like 7-1. So it kind of worked out. If we'd taken all the cash out, it would have worked out a bit better. But everything was still so affordable. I think the most money that we spent in a night for me and Mum was like £50-60, not even. It was genuinely the most affordable place. And obviously when you're on the beach and stuff, you can barter, but the restaurants and bits, it's really, really cheap compared to London, and the service is good. So we did also make sure to tip at the end, because they don't earn a lot of money, so obviously give back a little bit more when they are working so hard and they are so friendly and they could not do more for you. In terms of like travel days and stuff, I would definitely recommend getting a tour guide, just because they can then grab everything for you, and you normally get like skip, and they can take you to where you need to go. They also know the best times to go and the best locations as well. You can get tours when you're out there, but we just did it with our hotel and we organised it all with our hotel. Let's talk about New Year's on the beach. Don't get me wrong, the beach was absolutely incredible. However, with over 2 million people on that beach at one time, Mum and I personally found it very overwhelming. There was a lot going on. We did actually rent a chair, and the price was obviously astronomical in comparison to like if you normally get a chair on the beach. It's normally like 10-20 real, which works out at literally like £3 for the chairs. But everyone just went swarming in right at the end, and we weren't even down the busy end of the beach because we didn't want to be massively overwhelmed. We made sure to be down near our hotel in case we didn't feel safe and we just wanted to go back. It was an amazing experience. The fireworks were absolutely incredible. There was no way that I was going to get any content. Did I feel safe walking around with my camera and my G7X? Now, yes, I wasn't going crazy, but I made sure that Mum was out at one point looking. I was out at one point looking. We were just making sure to be really careful when we were there. Granted, I was doing backwards vlogging, but I always had Mum by my side, looking over my shoulder, checking that the coast was clear. Nothing that I wouldn't normally do with the girls in London. My favourite thing that I did when I was out there was 100% that helicopter ride. Now, don't get me wrong, it was expensive. We did book it with the hotel. However, would I do it again? Because it was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever done. Yes, absolutely I would. Also had some really cute bits where you could get up in the morning and do a sunrise little paddle board. At about 5 a.m. every morning, we would see all these paddle boarders out ready for the sunrise. sort of cheering as the sun came up. It was a really gorgeous view. There was so many things to do, like paragliding, but I think Mum and I had done a couple bits already, so we didn't want to overdo it. And also I did want to have just a bit of a chill holiday, enjoying the vibes, the energy. The food was incredible. It's some of the best food we've ever had. And that's everything I've got to say in regards to Rio. We had the best time. It was so good. I would definitely go back. I loved it. If there's anything that I've missed out, please pop it in the questions down below. I'll make sure to try my best to get all of that answered.